Hello everyone and welcome back to another Sims 3 speed build. So today this is a starter home that I have built for the ground up series. This house comes in at exactly 16,500, so just enough for your sim to get. It sits on a 30 by 20 lot, and if you get it unfurnished, you'll probably be able to get it for about 16,265 simoleons. So basically what you saw just a few minutes ago at the beginning where I was kind of putting in the foundation and then a wall, and then I was basically trying to decide which is cheaper. So, so the answer to that question, if you're wondering, 1 square of wall or 1 square foundation, which one's cheaper? Well, it's the foundation. So as you can see, that's what I decided to go with. And then I took and deleted some of the foundation in the center and put in just the little floor tiles because those are cheaper yet because you pay for the color or the texture or whatever it is. So I was doing a lot of different things with this house to try to do my best at lowering the cost in many ways. That way I could add more to it. I had a little bit of an idea of what I wanted in this house, but it still was kind of just whatever happened ended up happening. So again, it does turn out to be a starter home. I think it's really cute actually. And if I would have had a smaller lot, I probably should have put in the world a lot that was smaller than what it's sitting on. I mean, some of your cost is in the size of the lot. Like this is a 30 by 20, so there's plenty of room for you to grow, add on to the house, just plenty of room to expand. But it does add to the cost of the house, unfortunately. And I probably should have put in something smaller, so I only had about maybe 500 simoleons in the lot. I don't really know the cost of lots. I don't usually pay attention. But usually when I do a starter home, I usually put it on a smaller lot because they most generally are a smaller home. They're not usually really big in square footage. So but anyway, yeah, the house is a little bit different. I think it turned out super cute. I mean, I think it's adorable, just positively adorable. Now there is an area in the front of the house that the siding does have a little bit of a shadow going on, but I tried to get rid of it. I thought maybe it was these extra little pieces. As you can see right here is what I'm trying to do is get rid of it. I thought maybe it was the roof causing it, but actually it is the roof, but there's nothing I could really do about it. So, I mean, I guess, if you were to see this house in real life, it probably would have a little bit of a shadow back there anyway. So I just decided to go ahead and leave it and went with that. Now, another thing that I was doing to save on cost is what you just saw me do. And that is where you pick out your color. Believe it or not, you can color, in case you didn't know, you can color the concrete. So that's basically what I did. I went ahead and picked out what I wanted with the wood there on the porch. And I just went in to create a style then, and I just moved and colored the concrete. That will save you a lot of money too. If you are short on cash for your Sims, that will save it too. The only thing is you got to place down at least 1 tile of an actual flooring, because you can't really, I don't think you can actually click on it with create a style. It'll say there's nothing there to change. So at least I'm pretty sure that's what it says. So you'll have to put down at least 1 tile of something or another, and then just go into create a style. You'll see me do it more. Eventually you'll see me do it more. So you'll see a little bit more of what I mean. And then you just color the concrete, and that'll save you, quite a bit of simoleons as well. And what I end up doing here with the siding is, instead of recoloring over it by copying and then just pasting over it, sometimes it all just depends on what it is you're doing. Occasionally that'll add to the cost depending on what, I didn't want to take a chance of it adding to cost. So I went ahead and just went into create a style and went over here and just started copying or recoloring the existing pieces. So that's basically what I mean to do when it comes to the concrete. So just go ahead and do that. Anything that you can do that does not require you to put down new pieces of wallpaper or tile will save you money. So just do as little of changing of things by putting down new as you can. If you want to pick a completely different style or design, erase the current one first and then add, so you don't end up I've seen it happen. It does sometimes end up costing you more. So just, be very conscious of that, and you can usually make something halfway decent and still be a starter home. That's the one thing that makes it really tricky in The Sims 3 is you don't get as many simoleons on a starter home as you do in Sims 4. So a lot of your starter homes for Sims 4 are actually quite nice because they have 3,500 more simoleons that they can do. So I ended up choosing this porch railing because, believe it or not, it's actually quite cheap. It looks nice and it's quite cheap. So that's why I went ahead and decided to go with it. So, but yeah, just recoloring everything instead of copying and pasting, just to try to help ensure that I don't spend more than what I want. I mean, like I said, I really came right in at the very end. I mean, your sim is going to move into this lot and they're going to have $0. They're not going to have any dollars left because this is I'm pretty sure the starter home is $16,500, and that is what this is going to cost you. So your poor simmies, they're not going to have anything. I was going to put some windows in that little area, but you could see the roof through it. I didn't really take the time to find out why. I don't know. I must have done something. I don't know. I don't know. I apparently did something that's causing the roof to go through, so I just said heck with it with the windows, and it wasn't really necessary. So I actually quite like these windows that I ended up using on the first floor. I don't use them very often because they do feel a little modern for me, but I mean, they really didn't look that bad for this house. I mean, considering this is a Victorian home and it's more traditional, I didn't think it looked all that bad. So I ended up going with the door that matches them, and I just put 2 of them down and then just kind of flipped one of them to make it look like double doors. I mean, the house really turns out pretty cute. It has a eat-in kitchen, a small living room. There's a little sitting area. And when I say little sitting area, it's really little. It's really, really little. I am not a big fan of the spiral staircases. I have used them, but I'm not really a big fan of them. So I don't know why I don't like them. I just don't. I'm more into maybe U-shaped or L-shaped stairs than I am the spiral staircases, but so I ended up using an actual staircase. So that kind of probably is what really limits me on the space, and then they probably cost more, so that doesn't help any. I mean, I just put a lot of, not really a lot because it is a starter home, but I do put some stuff in this house that wouldn't really suggest it to be a starter home, like the porch railing, or like for the fact that it's on a foundation. I mean, that costs money right there. And the full staircase, as you can see right here. So I was originally going to make the one room on the left there a bathroom, and that little turret area as a small sitting room. But I ended up changing my mind. I changed my mind when I go do the upstairs, because I wanted it to look down. I thought that looked really neat when I was looking at that one view right there, because I was going to make that a bathroom there on the left too, because it was like perfect. And I decided that I was going to go ahead. It's still going to be a bathroom, that upper area, but I decided this area here was no longer going to be a bathroom. So as you can see here, I am just picking out my flooring. Again, you kind of want to pick your flooring and not change it too much, because it could add a little bit here and there. So it's just a matter of picking your color and sticking with it. And as you can see, I'm also just recoloring right here. I'm recoloring the concrete. That's like free. I was able to do almost all of the flooring in this house, and I think I only ended up paying like 10 simoleons, or like adding 10 simoleons to the cost or something. I mean, it's practically free. So I mean, if you can do it, do it. Just sit there and just copy it. Now, of course, upstairs you can't really do that because you don't have the concrete, so we did at least get some savings with the downstairs by copying. But it is a little bit tedious. It does take some time. And that's one of the reasons why this video is a little bit longer than what a starter home probably would have normally take. But, you know, just one of those things where I had this feeling this house was going to probably take me over the starter home price. But I really wanted to try my hardest to make sure it was. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm just going through and putting in what your sim needs to live. That way I can at least see where the cost is currently before I continue, so I know what kind of furnishings I can put in. There's not a lot. So that little area there by the staircase, that is a sitting room. It's kind of wonky shaped, but I think it could turn out to be something really cute. I mean, all you really need is just a couple of chairs and it'd be such a cute sitting area and maybe a bookshelf. I mean, I think you can make something out of it. It would be really cute, I think. So but yeah, that's a little bathroom. I thought that turned out great. Just the way that shape was, it was, you know, it's just perfect. I mean, what else can you put in that shape other than a bathroom? So that's basically what I did. So that is the one and only bathroom in the house. And since a starter home, this one only is the cost of only one sim. That is why the bedroom only has a single bed, because it is, again, just for one sim. It's not really, I mean, you would have to probably take down some walls, because the upstairs really, I mean, having it separate, it'd probably have to be a loft. Either a loft upstairs or you'll have to add on to it or something, because you're just not going to get the room, so to have a double bed. Basically what I'm doing right here is I'm using the floor tiles to try to change to make a rug, because rugs can be a little expensive. And I'm trying to find the best way to do this without it costing any money, but I couldn't move the tile over and just copy it in the little teeny triangles. So I had to actually, a couple of the little triangle pieces, I had to actually pay and put those in, unfortunately. So, but yeah, I ended up having a rug. I can't remember if I put a couch or not. There's no form of entertainment in this house. I spent all the money pretty much on the house itself. There's just enough things for your sim to survive. They're gonna have to go upstairs to wash their dishes until you can afford to get yourself a sink. But literally, I spent all the money I possibly could. There's no money left. I can't even remember if I put a couch in, and I just made this a couple days ago. Yeah, I can't remember. There was nothing good, nothing cheap. I was hoping to put something cheap in, but there was absolutely nothing. So I ended up going with nothing. And it was a good thing that railings are free, because, yeah, I probably wouldn't have had the money to put railings in either if it wasn't for the fact that they're free. They don't cost you anything. So I ended up splurging on a tree. I probably shouldn't have splurged on the tree, but I did. And that took a lot of my money. I probably shouldn't have, but the tree really looks good. And it's basically going to go where I'm making this driveway, and I decide that driveway looks positively hideous. So I decided to take it out. But that's where I'll put the tree. I like I said, I splurge on the tree. So, and these little hydrangeas, I mean, they're cheap. They're only $1. So that would be why, if you're wondering why is it every cheap house has hydrangeas, that's because they're $1 and it's the cheapest thing in there. So, but yeah, I had to have that tree. That tree on the right is one of the cheapest trees. It's actually like some kind of bush. I don't know. It's not really, it doesn't say it's a tree. It says it's some kind of, I don't know, a bush thing or something. I don't know, but it wasn't the cheapest. But I wanted a tree, and I couldn't bring myself to get rid of it, so I ended up getting rid of the one tree, as you've seen, so I could put in more bushes. But again, you'll see that I think I take out some of them bushes too, because they were just too expensive. Like right here, I'm trying to cut my costs. I thought maybe a half wall would be cheaper, but it's not. Those little half walls cost the same amount as the full-size wall, which I think is a little ridiculous. They should be a little cheaper, since after all it is half a wall. It should be cheaper, but it's not. So you really learn what ways are cheaper and what ways are not, and the cost of things when you're trying to make such a small house. But here are the screenshots. I hope you enjoyed. Any comments or suggestions, go and leave them below. And the download link, of course, will also be at my website, which is www.PolarBearSims.com. And I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.